a lot of companies that have already been doing carbon footprinting historically or been thinking about their emissions footprint. Most likely they'll have been thinking about scope 1 and 2. They might have been calling it that. They might have been calling it their organisation's emissions, and that will cover the emissions from their site, from their heating, lighting, the obvious things that we think of. Scope 3 is everything else. But I think when you start talking to companies about what are your impacts, it's very easy to get them to understand the scale of it. You can think of it like an iceberg. Probably scope 1 and 2 will be that tip of the iceberg, the stuff that's easy to see, that's easy to think about. But scope 3 is everything else. Think in terms of what happens as a result of your operations, everything you do. So your carbon emissions or your greenhouse gas emissions are all of the things which would not happen if you were not operating. And so every purchase, every mile, every interaction, you can go into a huge amount of detail if you want to. It's not necessarily helpful to go right down to the level of what is the carbon impact of sending a single email, but you could. Then we start talking about what are the biggest things and what can you impact the most. Most of it will be in scope 3. So all the purchases, all the travel, all the waste, all the water, if they have lots of investments, those will all be in scope 3. Think of anything that your company does and start thinking down the line what happens after we do it and what has already happened before we do this, deliver this service or make this product. And absolutely everything that you can think of as part of those conversations fits somewhere within your scope 1, scope 2. Most of it will be in your scope 3.